fear, okay? Bakit ba may fear of speaking in English ang most of the mga kababayan natin, mga Filipinos? Is it a cultural thing?
Well, we all know that, especially if they're applying at a call center, na it's not their first language diba? Kasi we all started, if we were born here, syempre Tagalog ang alam natin.
That's the mother tongue.
Yung mother tongue. So, syempre matatakot sila kasi hindi sila sure. Well, some are not aware na they're not that good with English. Some are aware they're not good with English. So, that's yung unang fear nila.
And you mentioned, is it cultural thing?
Yeah.
So I guess we have to also understand that Filipinos are somehow prescriptive, lalo na pagdating sa grammar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we have this thinking that, oh my God, I'm so scared to speak English because my grammar might be corrected.
Correct.
Okay, so the thought itself intimidates us. Okay, and I think this is one thing that especially our students nowadays and our newbies would have to understand, okay, and would have to overcome. Okay, so one thing that they would have to do is, I'm sorry, I would have to go forward
Go ahead.
to the tip. Okay, is for them to somehow master the grammar of the language. Okay, but of course, we cannot just force a person to learn, or master grammar, right away, because communication is not just all about grammar. There are other aspects that we would have to look
Correct.
into.
What I really like about what he said, it's yung the fear or the thought that you have in mind is actually what's hindering you to speak fluently in English. Yung parang whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right.
Oh, Henry Ford.
Nakalimutan ko. Nakalimutan ko sino nagsabi. Basta alam ko.
Yeah.
Kung nandun yung fear of embarrassment, di ba? Parang human psychology.
Napapangunahan ka na ng takot.
Okay naman kasi siguro nagkaroon may nag-feedback sa'yo na ang dating sa'yo nun, it's parang dinidegrade ka or humiliating, no? Pag-usapan natin yung level of importance. Yung sinabi mo kanina, yung grammar and yung vocabulary and then yung accent. Kasi iba, nag-focus lang sila sa accent. Nakalimutan nila yung construction or yung grammar. Minsan, sa sobrang fluent nyo magsalita, akala mo walang mali, di ba?
Minsan yung accent, sobrang twang.
Sobrang...
Ginagawa nila almost Californian kasi akala nila that will make them sound better.
Correct.
Pero then they forget that there's also, of course, yun nga, sinasabi ni Ariam, yung grammar in the background. Kasi no matter how much na ang ganda-ganda nga ng accent mo, but you can't put two sentences together in the right way, it's still not gonna make any sense. Right?
Yeah.
Sobrang agree ako dyan kasi sa sobrang iiba, sobrang galing nila mag-liaise and mag-connect ng mga words, it's gonna sound really fluent. And then kapag inano mo siya, parang mali-mali doon. Parang sinabi niya na may naging trainer ako dati na parang, okay, you have spent so much time on this. Diba? The spended part. May something doon
Ako yung tipong trying hard. So I came from the province. I didn't know how to speak very good English until I arrived in Manila. So pagdating ko ng Manila, sabi ko, napaka-competitive ng lugar. So
it is.
I think I have to compete freely with the people around for me to survive. So I said, I have to practice. So sabi ko, wala akong pakialam sa sasabihin ng tao. Magpa-practice ako ng English ko.
Perfect.
So having that mindset, I would speak English all the time. But I knew in myself then that my grammar was not great.
Yeah.
But, along the way, I realized that, okay, my English has improved because I would always ask people around, especially those who would speak very good English, kamusta yung English ko today? I would always
Today.
Yep.
Then tomorrow, iba naman.
Yes. I would
That's
always,
very nice.
because I always assessed myself
Daily.
back then, daily. And especially, I had the chance to work with native speakers. So, yung routine ko nung nagtuturo ako ng ESL was to speak with the native speakers. And I would ask them, kamusta yung English ko today?
Wow.
In Tagalog mo sila inaano.
No, definitely in English. Right. I would ask them in English, of course. And then I would ask them, how's my accent? How's my grammar?
Self-awareness talaga kasi yung key doon.
Yes.
That's a good thing, taking the feedback of the people around you kasi they will be the one to tell you kung may mali sa mga sinasabi mo. Sometimes you are very confident with the way you speak pero may mali pala until somebody tells you na, hey, mali yung ano mo doon, grammar mo, mali yung pronunciation and all that.
Tsaka people yung iniisip nila na people who tell them good stuff lang are actually true friends. No, actually they're not quite confident enough to tell you na there's something wrong about you. So you
Correct.
must appreciate those people who are honest enough to tell you na medyo may off dun sa sinabi mo or kailangan mo mag-improve on this. Kasi ngayon, people are so sensitive that they think na ay, nangungutya lang yun, something
They
personal
feel offended,
yan.
di ba? Or parang tinitake nila yung positive, actually, constructive naman yung
Yes.
feedback, tinitake nila negatively.
Yes.
So, isa yun sa mga way talaga para ma-improve mo yung sarili mo. It's be open, and then parang pag-gym lang din yan, di ba? Get a gym buddy, yun talaga i-inspire ka,
Accountability
di ba?
mo.
Na, ako, I appreciate people who have the audacity to tell me that I'm doing something
Yes.
wrong.
Yes.
Kesa naman yung iba na, siguro dahil because of my personality na parang they find me intimidating na di ka na lang nila sasabihan ng feedback. Kasi baka isipin nila na sa MA parang something yan. Pero appreciate those people who give you
Yes.
feedback kasi it's not really easy, di ba?
Diba, we discussed it before, diba? Feedback should be taken as something constructive. You can only say that it is something personal kapag ikaw na as a person yung ginudge nila.
Yes.
That's judgment. But
Correct.
constructive feedback is actually giving you something objective dun sa mga ginawa mo, whether it be your attitude or a manner of speaking. Pag medyo objective yung pagkabigay nila, that is something that you should take in positively.
And being in the BPO, kapag ka nasa floor ka, may mali ka lang masabi, notice na kasi lalo pag
Yeah.
tahimik
Oo.
yung pag-avail time. Kagaya nung katabi ko nung last time, I'm hearing you na. Can you hear me? Diba? Yun yung kasar sa kanya.
yung dating co-agent ko, ganyan din siya, sabi nung can you unplug the cable at the back of this chemical? Tapos sinabi niya, I'm scared, sabi nung nung customer. Don't scared. Ganun, with conviction to, ha. I mean,